Good evening to one and all. Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions welcomes you one and all for this NEET 2024 updated syllabus. Hi children, how are you doing? Hope everyone is jubilant because quite recently the revision program started in Senior Elite and AIM Super 60 programs. Now children, remember one thing, 2024 is the most remarkable year in your career building process. 2024. Already National Testing Agency announced NEET 2024 date, that is 5th May 2024. 5th May 2024. So 2024 is the year in which you will be getting into professional college. So in your career building process, it is the first step. As the date already mentioned, now hardly 7 months time, nearly 7 months time is there for you to take the test on the NEET, that is 5th May 2024. 7 months. 7 months is not a small time, children, remember. It is quite a big time. Quite a big time. So if you can work for these 210 days nearly, slightly some 4-5 days less than that, so around 205 days, with much focused on the syllabus, then definitely you will be doing quite well on the 5th May 2024, and with that you will be getting into the medical college of your choice. Now in this process, quite recently, that means just 2 days back, National Medical Council NMC has announced NEET 2024 updated syllabus. Because actually for the past 1 year this discussion is going on, because last year that CBSE revised the syllabus of the +1 and +2, and they have deleted some chapters from that NCERT books. So there is a big confusion into the minds of almost all the students that should we focus much on the chapters which are deleted from the NCERT or not. So when it comes to the Sri Chaitanya, we have completed 2 years syllabus, +1, +2 syllabus totally completed, and we entered into the revision phase. So but now, if those chapters are not in the syllabus, then at least in the revision we can avoid. So before going to the details of that, so let us see the NEET 2024 updated syllabus. Now children, all of you please remember one thing, there are 2 kinds of things. First thing, there are some chapters which are totally removed. There are some chapters which are totally removed from this NEET 2020 for NEET 2024. Second type, there are some chapters in which few subtopics are removed. Few subtopics are removed. But the important thing is, among the few subtopics that are removed, some subtopics need to be learnt compulsorily because they are dependent on the other subtopics. So once they are dependent on other subtopics, though these subtopic is not there for the NEET 2024, but still we need to study. And there are some chapters which are totally removed. As there are some chapters which are totally removed, we need not concentrate, we need not revise, we need not practice the concepts from those chapters. And there are some chapters which are in the NEET 2024 but not there in the NCERT textbooks. So all that chapters must be learnt from the previous editions of NCERT textbook. Children, all of you please remember carefully. Means that there are some chapters which are not there in the latest NCERT textbooks. But those chapters are for NEET 2024. So from where to study? We need to study those chapters from the previous editions of the NCERT textbook and from the materials. Is it clear? Now, children, now first let us start with the botany. See, this is the deleted syllabus and this is the added syllabus. Now children, all of you please remember one thing, here we are focusing much on the deleted syllabus, added syllabus. Rest of the syllabus, you are well versed with that and all that topics are in the that NEET 2024. Now, if you see the deleted syllabus in the botany, first one is the living world. In the living world, tools for study of taxonomy, museums, zoos, herbarium and botanical gardens. This subtopic is removed from the living world. So, we need not focus on these subtopics. But children, here you need to remember one thing, that is, in the previous years, in the biology, there are some questions which are beyond NCERT. In the recent past, they are not asking questions beyond NCERT, but in the previous years, that means in the NEET 2020, 2021 and 18, 19, in those years, several questions were asked in the NEET from the topics which are not there in the NCERT. So, but this year specifically they mentioned that this subtopic is removed, is not there for the NEET. So, we can avoid revising and we can avoid practicing these subtopics further. Then, second one, plant kingdom. In the plant kingdom, angiosperms classification up to class, characteristic features and examples. These subtopics are removed from plant kingdom. Again, the same cases, the same thing is applicable. That is, these subtopics are not there for NEET 2024. So, probably you might learn all these topics previously. So, don't focus on those topics in the upcoming days. So, is it clear, children? That means from the living world, tools for study of taxonomy is removed, and in the plant kingdom, angiosperms classification up to class, characteristic features and examples are removed. Now, let us see the next. Now, transport in plants. Transport in plants, total chapter is removed. As the total chapter is removed, there is no need for we to revise or that we need to focus and we need to practice that particular chapter. Transport in plants. Next, mineral nutrition. Mineral nutrition is also totally removed. There are so many points in the mineral nutrition which you need to remember. Normally, students will get some confusion. So, you can feel quite happy that mineral nutrition chapter is totally deleted, unlike the plant kingdom and living world. Then, plant growth and development. It is a topic of the plant physiology, but in this topic, 3 subtopics are removed. That is, one is the seed dormancy and photoperiodism and vernalization. These are the small topics only, not big topics, but these 3 subtopics from the chapter are removed. Next, reproduction in organism. Total chapter is removed, but it is a very small chapter. Then 7th, strategies for enhancement of food production. This chapter is also totally removed. So, transport in plants, mineral nutrition, reproduction in organism and strategies for enhancement of food production are totally removed from plant growth and development. The 3 subtopics, that is seed dormancy, photoperiodism and vernalization, these 3 are removed. Now, the added syllabus. So, in the botany, in the morphology of flowering plants, 5 families are added. One is Malvaceae, Crucifera, Leguminous and Compositae and Gramineae. So these subtopics, that means the 5 families are added for the NEET 2024. Now children, remember, all of you, the topics that are added in any of the subject, maybe botany, zoology, physics and chemistry, need to be focused much, because there is every possibility for you to get a good number of questions from those chapters. But in many chapters, that means the topics that are already added, the topics that are added, all of you might have studied previously, so there is no need for you to worry much. Is it clear, children? This is about botany. Now come to the zoology. See, in the zoology, digestion and absorption chapter is totally removed. It is the first topic in this human physiology. So the chapter is totally removed. As the chapter is totally removed, so there is no need for you to revise, practice that particular chapter. Now next is animal husbandry. This animal husbandry is also totally removed. Then environmental issues. The chapter itself is totally removed. That means digestion and absorption, animal husbandry, environmental issues. So these 3 chapters are totally removed for NEET 2024. Now added syllabus. In the human health and diseases, parasites causing human diseases, dengue and chikungunya. These 2 diseases are added. These 2 diseases you might have studied previously, but officially in the NEET updated syllabus, these 2 topics, these 2 diseases are mentioned. And corona is not mentioned, but still there is a possibility for we to get a question related to corona. Then, and also tobacco abuse. That means that the deleted chapters are digestion and absorption, animal husbandry, environmental issues, and the added syllabus is human health and diseases, few topics, that is only parasites causing human diseases, dengue and chikungunya, and tobacco abuse. See, these are very small topics, so there is no need for you to worry much that this much of syllabus is added. These are very small subtopics. Absolutely, there is no need for you to worry much about that added syllabus. Then, in the neural control and coordination, this is another chapter of this human physiology. Reflex action, sense organs, elementary structure of eye and ear. These 3 subtopics are removed from neural control and coordination. Then organism and populations, habitat and niche, and populations and ecological adaptations. These 2 subtopics are removed. Is it clear, children? In the neural control and coordination, that reflex action, sense organs, elementary structure of eye and ear, and in the organism and populations, habitat and niche, populations and ecological adaptations are removed. Now added syllabus. Structural organization in animals, frog is added. Frog is added. So we need to focus much on the frog. Then animal tissues. Now animal tissues is added or is mentioned for NEET 2024, but this animal tissues is not there in the latest NCERT textbook. Children, all of you please remember one thing. Means in the 2023-2022, all the students used to concentrate much on that NCERT textbooks. Because in those 2 years, questions beyond NCERT they have not asked. But this year, there are some chapters, there are some subtopics which are there for the NEET, but not mentioned in the NCERT textbooks. Already I told you 2 times, again I am insisting on this point. That is, the chapters and the topics which are there for the NEET, but not mentioned in the NCERT textbooks, must be learnt from the previous editions of the NCERT textbooks. Is it clear? Right. Now, so this animal tissues is there for the NEET, but is not mentioned in the NCERT textbook. So you must learn You must revise because already it was done by yourself 2 to 3 times by now itself. So again you need to practice that from the previous editions of the NCERT textbooks and also from the materials. Is that clear? Yes. Now, in the zoology, from the ecosystem, nutrient cycling, there is a carbon and phosphorus, ecological succession, ecological services, carbon fixation, pollination and oxygen release. These subtopics are removed from this zoology syllabus. So, children, in the added syllabus, in the human health and diseases, dengue and chikungunya and tobacco abuse and frog. These are the topics that are added in the zoology for NEET 2024. Okay? Then, now, the topics which are not mentioned in the latest NCERT edition but are there in the NEET 2024 syllabus should be learnt from the previous editions of NCERT. So, the example of that type is that animal tissues. Similarly, if you take the chemistry, the complete P block elements, that means group 13 to group 17 and 0 group. So, all these chapters, the total P block element, that is 3 plus 4, that is 6 chapters. So, these 6 chapters mentioned for NEET 2024, but it is not mentioned in the latest edition of NCERT textbooks. So, we must practice it from the previous editions or from our materials. Is that clear? Then, now physics. Now, in the physics, unlike botany, zoology and chemistry, no chapter is removed. No chapter is removed because in the botany, zoology and chemistry, few chapters are removed. Few chapters. But in the physics, all the chapters they kept as it is. But in those chapters, few subtopics they have removed. Few subtopics. But the important thing is, among the top subtopics that are removed, few subtopics must be learnt because these subtopics will form the basis for the other subtopics which are there for the NEET. So, though these subtopic is not there for NEET 2024, it must be practiced compulsorily. So, only in the physics that kind of situation arises. Now, take for example, units and measurements. Measurements of mass, length and time, accuracy and precision. So, this subtopic is removed, but this subtopic is useful in almost all every chapter. So, though it is not mentioned, we must practice these subtopics, or at least we must not neglect, we must do it. Next, system of particles and rotational motion. In this method of determination of a center of mass by integration, it is clearly mentioned that by integration and differentiation methods can be avoided. But there are some derivations in which the differentiation and integration must be used. So, because of that, it is not advisable for we to avoid these things totally. And the gravitation, geostationary and polar satellites, these subtopics are removed, but the geostationary and polar satellites is a very small thing, it is not a big thing. So, first we will discuss deleted and then after we will see added syllabus. Now, in the oscillations, damped, force damped oscillator and resonance. So, this resonance topic is also mentioned in the experimental skills. So, there is a reason we need to focus on that. And in the mechanical properties of solids, elastic behavior of materials, bridges, cranes and mountain, specifically they mentioned, so they mentioned that it is not there, so we can avoid that, and also strain energy. Now, mechanical properties of fluids, Poiseuille equation, so that equation can be avoided, means there is no need for you to practice on that equation. Now, in the thermodynamics, heat engine and refrigerator, So this heat engine and refrigerator are removed, but a brief information is needed, but derivations are not required. So especially in the physics, few subtopics are removed. So, but those subtopics are directly or indirectly related to other things, other subtopics. So that is the reason we should not avoid those subtopics, but at the same time focusing much is also not needed to that extent. Next, in the waves, Doppler effect is removed. See, the Doppler effect, it is totally an independent topic, so we can avoid practicing this Doppler effect. Next, in the ray optics, eye defects and natural phenomena due to sunlight. And in the wave optics, Doppler effects in light and resolving power. See, again I am telling you, these are the subtopics which are removed, which are not there for the NEET, but still we need to focus on those subtopics in the lighter vein. Suppose if you take the ray optics, these eye defects can be avoided, but the natural phenomena due to sunlight, scattering and rainbow, they cannot be avoided totally, because that is a very small topic and which is also useful. So we need to practice that subtopic a little bit. Suppose if you take the waves Doppler effect can be totally avoided. And the wave optics, Doppler effects in light can be avoided, and resolving power can also be avoided. Now, electric potential and capacitance, Van de Graaff generator, so that can be avoided, because this is an independent topic. So as it is an independent topic which is not related to any other, can be avoided. Now in the current electricity, color code and a potentiometer. This color code is a very small topic which is needed, and this potentiometer, again it is an independent topic. As it is an independent topic, that can be avoided. Now moving charges and magnetism, tangent galvanometer. So tangent galvanometer, again it is an independent topic which can be avoided totally. Then magnetism matter, Earth's magnetism, that can also be avoided. In the dual nature of radiation and matter, Davidson and Germer experiment. So again it is an independent topic, it can be avoided. Now nuclei, radioactivity, alpha, beta and gamma particles and their properties and their decay law. So all these subtopics are removed for NEET 2024. Nuclear forces is also removed, but nuclear forces we must learn, because that is useful for the nuclear fission and fusion. That means to know the stability of the nuclide, that nuclear forces is useful. But here in this radioactivity, the properties of alpha, beta and gamma rays and half-life, mean life, that means decay law, all those subtopics can be avoided. Now in the semiconductor devices, band theory of solids, transistors. Band theory of solids is useful, but transistors, it is again an independent topic. As it is an independent topic, this can be avoided. But band theory of solids, you must practice. Now here again briefly I will explain you the deleted topics from this physics, units and measurements. See, these subtopics are removed, but you can't avoid those subtopics which is needed. Then in the system of particles, this methods of determination of center of mass by integration. So we need not focus much on that, but at the same time we should not neglect it. In the gravitation, geostationary, these are the very small subtopics. Now in the oscillations, forced damped oscillator and resonance. So this forced damped oscillator and resonance can be avoided in the theory, but it is also mentioned in the practicals. So there is a reason we can't neglect this. And in the mechanical properties of solids, elastic behavior of materials, bridges, cranes and mountain, and strain energy. And in the mechanical properties of fluids, Poiseuille equation, that can be avoided totally. In the thermodynamics, heat engine and refrigerator, brief information is needed, and the derivations pertaining to that is not needed. Then Doppler effect in the waves can be avoided totally. In the ray optics, eye defects can be avoided. In the wave optics, Doppler effects in light and resolving power can be avoided because these are the independent subtopics. In the electric potential and capacitance, Van de Graaff generator, again it is an independent subtopic that can be deleted. Can be avoided. Current electricity, color code, we must learn. Potentiometer can be avoided. In the moving charges and magnetism, tangent galvanometer. Tangent galvanometer is an independent subtopic which can be avoided. And magnetism and matter, earth magnetism. Now children, remember, the students who are in the first year now, this information is also useful to you, so please listen. Then in the dual nature of radiation and matter, Davison and Germer experiment can be avoided. And in the nuclei, radioactivity, that means the properties and characteristics of radioactive rays and decay law can be avoided. But nuclear forces is also not there, but we need to concentrate on this nuclear forces. In the semiconductor theory, transistors can be avoided, band theory of solids cannot be avoided, we must learn. But children, remember, here in the physics there are so many chapters in which one or two subtopics are removed, but in those removed subtopics, some subtopics we must learn compulsorily. Is it clear? Now let us see added syllabus. See, in the physics, especially the added syllabus is only an experimental skills. That means it is a practical syllabus, experimental skills. And most of these experiments will be discussed in the regular syllabus. But still we need to focus on these experimental skills with a different mindset. Like, we need to prepare for these chapters, that means the topics that are mentioned in the experimental skills in such a way that we should answer any objective question that you will be getting in the NEET 2024 thoroughly. So for that, more attention is needed. So though these practicals will be performed in the laboratory, but when you do practicals in the laboratory previously, so only by keeping that laboratories, that means that practical examinations are getting through and to get 100% marks in the practical examinations used to practice. But now in the objective examination, all these practicals are included. So we need to focus much on them. So here first is the vernier calipers and next is the screw gauge. See, vernier calipers and screw gauge, almost all in every alternate year we will be getting one question in the NEET exam. And simple pendulum and also the meter scale, Young's modulus of elasticity of the material of a metallic wire and surface tension of water by capillary rise and effect of detergents. And a coefficient of viscosity of a given viscous liquid by measuring terminal velocity of a given spherical body. And then speed of sound in a air at room temperature using resonance tube. And specific heat capacity of a given solid liquid by method of mixtures. And the 10th experiment is the resistivity of the material of a given wire using a meter bridge. And 11th is the resistance of a given wire using Ohm's law. And 12th resistance and figure of merit of a galvanometer by half deflection method. And the focal length of convex mirror, concave mirror and convex lens using the parallax method. And the plot of the angle of deviation versus angle of incidence for a triangular prism. Now refractive index of a glass slab using travelling microscope. And 16th experiment is the characteristic curves of a PN junction diode in forward and reverse bias. 17th is characteristic curves of a Zener diode and finding reverse breakdown voltage. And 18th is identification of diode, LED, resistor, a capacitor from a mixed collection of such items. Now children, remember, see, there are 18 experiments which are there for NEET 2024, 18 experiments, but the theory pertaining to all these 18, most of these 18 experiments we will be covering. You might have learnt in the theory, But when those practical experiments are there for the NEET 2024, that means when they are for the objective examination, the way we need to practice those experiments will be little bit different. So in the coming days, all these experiments we will be conducting to you, and we will also give some content pertaining to this experimental skills, and we will see that you will become perfect with experimental skills just like the theory chapters. Is it clear? This is about the physics. Now come to the chemistry. Now children, remember, all of you, see, maximum reduction in the syllabus happened in the chemistry, and which is needed, because the syllabus is vast. As the syllabus is vast in the chemistry, so that the National Medical Council has revised the syllabus by keeping the vastness in the chemistry syllabus. Now in the chemistry, there are 10 chapters which are totally removed. 10 chapters, remember. Now children, remember, from these 10 chapters, in the previous years, every year, minimum 10 questions appeared in the NEET 2023, 2022, 2021, and also in the previous years. That means the chapters pertaining to 10 questions which are asked in the previous years is removed from this syllabus for NEET 2024. But children, remember, this syllabus is removed not only for you, for every NEET aspirant, every student. So as it is removed for every aspirant, there is no big benefit you will get with the reduction of the syllabus in the chemistry. But psychologically, you will be in a state of mind that I revised the syllabus perfectly, because 10 chapters you need not practice, need not focus for NEET 2024. Now let us see what are those chapters. Now the first chapter is states of matter. It is a quite big chapter, and quite a numerical chapter. Then second, hydrogen and its compounds. Third, S block elements. In the S block elements, there are two chapters. One is 1A group elements and 2A group elements. So both combinedly called as an S block elements. Now fourth, environmental chemistry. That means in the first year, 5 chapters are removed. States of matter, hydrogen compounds, first A group elements, second A group elements, and environmental chemistry. From these 5 chapters, states of matter is a numerical related chapter, whereas this hydrogen compounds and S block elements and this environmental chemistry, these are theory chapters. Then now come to the second year. In the second year, solid state, total chapter is removed. Then surface chemistry, again the total chapter is removed. General principles and process of isolation of element, that means metallurgy. So metallurgy is also totally removed. Polymers, total chapter is removed. Chemistry in everyday life, total chapter is removed. That means overall 10 chapters from the chemistry for NEET 2024 removed. 10 chapters. In the first year 5 chapters, in the second year 5 chapters. From these 10 chapters, we used to get minimum 10 questions in every previous final NEET examination. So these 10 chapters are removed, so we can feel bit happy that we need to focus on the remaining chapters much. Then now in the thermodynamics, they have not removed the total chapter unlike the previous, but here heat of dilution and third law of thermodynamics, they are the very small subtopics, and those small subtopics are removed from thermodynamics, but we cannot avoid this heat of dilution and third law of thermodynamics, because the entropy which will be coming in the third law of thermodynamics is useful for you. Now Electrochemistry. In the electrochemistry, corrosion is removed. Actually, in the electrochemistry, Faraday's laws is also not mentioned in the syllabus. But we will be getting questions from the Faraday's laws in the previous years, and also there is a very good and most important topic in the electrochemistry. So Faraday's laws we need to focus. Then P block elements. In the P block elements, compounds of P block elements and their preparation, their properties and uses of all those compounds removed. So it is a big relief, because again in the P block there are 2 chapters in the first year, that is 13th group and 14th group, and 4 chapters in the second year, that is 15th group, 16th group, 17th group and noble gases. So 4 chapters in the second year and 2 chapters in the first year. Remember, these 6 chapters are not totally removed. Part is removed. Part means in every chapter there are some compounds and their preparations are there, their properties are there and uses are there. So all that is removed. Then what we need to focus? What we need to focus is the general trends are mentioned and also unique behavior of the first element in each group. So that topics are mentioned, but not the compounds of P block and their preparation, properties, uses. But here the P block elements is not mentioned in the latest NCERT edition, not mentioned. So we must learn that from the previous editions of the NCERT textbook. Now, so this is about the deleted syllabus. So again, children, remember, among all the 4 subjects in the chemistry, the reduction in the syllabus is happened to the large, that means nearly 10 chapters are removed. So it is a bit good news for every NEET aspirant. Now, then what is added? What is added is again here total experimental skills. That means a practical syllabus is added. So in this detection, children, all of you please listen carefully. Detection of extra elements, nitrogen, sulfur, halogen and organic compounds. This we study in the first year organic chemistry part, qualitative analysis. And detection of the following functional groups, hydroxyl, that means alcoholic and phenolic, carbonyl, aldehyde and ketones, carboxyl and amino groups in organic compounds. See, all these detections, the theory related to all these detections is there in the organic chemistry syllabus, that we can do it without much difficulty. And you can also learn it perfectly. The chemistry involved in the preparation of the following inorganic chemistry, inorganic compounds. One is the more salt and the potash alum. And organic compounds, acetanilide, paranitroacetanilide, aniline yellow, iodoform. It means the chemistry involved in their preparation need to be focused. Then chemistry involved in the titrimetric exercises, acids and bases, and the use of indicators, oxalic acid versus potassium permanganate, more salt versus potassium permanganate. All this we discuss in that ionic equilibrium chapter. Then chemical principles involved in the qualitative analysis, that is called salt analysis. So these are the lead, cupric, aluminium, ferric, zinc, nickel, calcium, barium, magnesium and ammonium ions. All these cations they mentioned for NEET 2024. So we must practice and we must perform the reactions pertaining to all these cations in the laboratory, because your practical syllabus for the AP and Telangana also all these cations are mentioned. Then anions, carbonate, sulfide, sulfate and nitrate, nitrite, chloride, bromide, iodide, and insoluble salts can be avoided. So again we must do the tests pertaining to all these anions. Then chemical principles involved in the following experiments: enthalpy of solution of cupric sulfate and enthalpy of neutralization of strong acid and strong base. Now this enthalpy of neutralization of strong acid and strong base, we will be discussing to the little extent in thermodynamics. So there we will discuss the theory pertaining to that, and the titrations, that means you will be doing an experiment involving like a hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, strong acid and strong base, and preparation of lyophilic and lyophobic salts. Now children, here see, this is a lyophilic and lyophobic salts are there in surface chemistry chapter, but surface chemistry chapter is totally removed, and this preparation of lyophilic and lyophobic salts is there in the practical syllabus, and it is small thing only, it's not so big thing. So we need to focus on preparation of lyophilic and lyophobic salts. Then kinetic study of the reaction of iodide ions with hydrogen peroxide at room temperature, it is at titrations, and that we need to focus. Then in the solutions chapter, significance of Van 't Hoff factor. See, generally even in the previous years also, this significance of Van 't Hoff factor we use it to mention, and we explain this significance of Van 't Hoff factor in almost all the streams. But this year they mentioned it. That means this is the topic which is added. Then in the chemical bonding, elementary idea of metallic bonding. So this elementary idea of metallic bonding generally we will discuss in the chemical bonding, and also we discuss that topic in this transition elements. So there we will discuss very clearly about this metallic bonding. Now the important thing is already we discussed it, but again I am insisting on, that means group 13 to 18 elements, 13th A, 14th A, 15th A, 16th A and 17th, and also 18th group. Then these chapters are not mentioned in the NCERT latest edition, but all these chapters are mentioned for the NEET 2024. Now the important thing is general introduction, electronic configuration, general trends in physics and chemical properties, in physical and chemical properties of elements across periods and down the groups. And this topic we will be covering even in the classification of elements and the periodic trends, that means in the periodic classification chapter, and unique behavior of the first element in each group. So in these P block elements, compounds are P block elements, and their preparation, their properties and their uses, actually that forms the bigger thing, that means big subtopics in these groups, but all those subtopics are removed, and the topics that are mentioned in these groups are just general trends, that means electronic configuration, general trends in physical and chemical properties of elements across the periods and also down the group, and then unique behavior of the first element in each group. Means though these chapters are not totally removed, but a major part from those chapters is removed. Yes. Now children, remember one thing. See, this is the updated syllabus. And the subtopics, again I am insisting you, thus there are some subtopics in the physics which are not for the NEET 2024, but we cannot avoid because they are related to some other. Clear? And the chapters which are totally removed can be avoided for practicing further. Clear? And the subtopics which are independent and in no way connected to other, but are deleted for the NEET 2024 can be avoided totally. So this is about the updated syllabus. Now children, remember one thing. This updated syllabus is not only for you, it is for all the students, probably 22 lakhs of the students who will appear for NEET 2024. So these are for all those students. So generally in the objective examinations, the common factors will not have the much significance. So common factor means the reduction in the syllabus. This is the common to all, but still it will relieve you from practicing the wide syllabus and the wide topics and subtopics. So in that aspect it has an advantage, but generally these subtopics are removed for all. So the chapters are removed for all and they are also removed even for you. That is one thing. Next thing. Now till these many years National Testing Agency conducted the exam, and there is not much clarity on which agency will be conducting test for 2024. Mostly NTA may conduct because NTA announced the test schedule, test dates. If NTA does not conduct, if some other conduct examination like NMC or some body will conduct examination. But again it is the same thing to all. As it is the same thing to all, instead of focusing on who is conducting and how do we get the paper, do we get the tough paper, do we get the easier paper, because all these are not in your hands. As all these are not in your hands, there is no way useful to concentrate on whether you will get the tough paper, whether you will get an easier paper. So but whatever it may be, we need to become perfect with the syllabus that is mentioned. So children, one more important thing, already at the beginning I told you, 2024 is the most remarkable and unforgettable year for each one of you, because that is the year where you will be getting into professional colleges, and it is the first step in the building of your career, and which is nearly 7 months away from now. As just 7 months time is there, we advise you to focus much on the next coming 7 months, and we wish you all the best in your success journey. If you have any specific doubts, now you can pose the questions. Yes, this is for 2025 also, because see, as they changed the syllabus of this CBSE changed the syllabus, this is the first year, that is the reason we are calling it as a NEET 2024 updated syllabus, but it is applicable for all the subsequent years. Yes. And children, one more important thing, that is there are some topics, subtopics which are added. Then especially where they added in the experimental skills, in the form of experimental skills in physics and chemistry. So there is no need for you to worry for those experimental skills. We are there to help you, and we will make you perfect to answer any kind of question that you will be getting from those experimental skills. We will also provide some content for this experimental skills, and we will also conduct experiments in the laboratories, because all these experiments are there for your practical examinations, which will be conducted in the month of February. So there is no need for you to worry at all. Yes, NCERT books of previous editions. Again I am telling you, the chapters which are there for the NEET but are not mentioned in the latest NCERT books must be learnt from the previous editions of NCERT textbook. Can we study in 2018 previous NCERT textbook? Yes. See, in the internet you can download the previous years, that means 2021 edition or 2022 edition books can be downloaded, and you can practice from those chapters. NMC portion is confirmed, sir. Yes, because of this updated syllabus is mentioned in the NCERT official website. So it might be 100% correct. And one more important thing, that is all the schedules will be updated. All the schedules means first year as well as second year, and also long term schedules will be updated very soon with respect to the latest NEET 2024 updated syllabus. And we will remove the chapters that are totally removed for NEET 2024 from the schedules, and we will incorporate the chapters that are added. And then we should read physics NCERT. Yes, you should read physics NCERT, not in every chapter, but the chapters like modern physics, and in the current electricity also in the previous years they asked some theory questions, so you need to study. Children, all of you please remember one thing, always you just practice the previous years of the NEET question papers, because with that you will be getting an idea that what kind of questions you will get for NEET 2024. Is it necessary to go through the practical books? Yes, you must go through the practical books, but children remember, you must go through not that intermediate practical syllabus, but the CBSE practical syllabus, because practical manuals, because you just take for example the qualitative analysis, some cations, some anions are mentioned. So in the cations, anions, different tests will be there to detect and to confirm. In the intermediate syllabus, that means in the Board of Intermediate AP and Telangana, specifically they mentioned which tests need to be conducted. But generally this practical experimental skills syllabus that NMC included by keeping the CBSE manuals in view. So we will make the content for this experimental skills, and that will be provided to you, and we will be explaining all these experimental skills thoroughly in the classrooms, and we will also conduct practicals. Can you share this PDF in our respective groups? Yes, this PDF is available in our ILMET, that means a YouTube channel, and you can glance through that at any time. Will syllabus for upcoming test on 18 will change? Yes. See, all the schedules will be updated with immediate effect. Within a day, that means by tomorrow or by day after tomorrow, we will be mentioning the syllabus for the upcoming tests for long term, also senior elite and senior aim super 60, and also for the junior students. Yes, cockroach and earthworm. Yes, the cockroach is removed, and earthworm is also removed, but a frog is mentioned, so we need to focus much on the frog. Lesser the topic, the tougher the paper. See children, there is no need for you to think like that. See, if you take for example chemistry, in the chemistry 10 chapters are removed, still good number of chapters are there, 20 plus chapters are there, and let us see like this, 10 questions from the deleted chapters used to be asked in the previous NEET examinations. Now what they will be doing? In the remaining chapters, they will add one more question. You take for example electrochemistry. Last year from the electrochemistry they have asked 2 questions, and sometimes they are asked 3 questions. So they may maintain the same thing. And moreover, in the recent past, most of the questions they are asking from the theoretical chapters in the physics, in the chemistry. So they are asking questions from the theoretical chapters. So let us focus much on each and every chapter that is there in the chemistry and also in the other subjects. Is NCERT enough for CBSE board exams? Yes, 100%. Because the board exams is totally based on the CBSE, that NCERT textbooks. Yes, but again children, remember one thing. In the previous years, in the NEET, they used to ask a few questions from beyond NCERT. In the recent past, they are not asking. But that does not mean that they may not ask the questions beyond NCERT in the 2024, in the 2025. They may. So that is the reason it is not that advised to eliminate the topics that are deleted for NEET 2024. Independent subtopics can be deleted from your brain, but the related subtopics related to other subtopics must not be deleted and must be focused. And the chapters that are totally deleted can be avoided. Is it clear, children? So children, again remember, it is just 7 months time, 7 months time, that is nearly 205 days, 205 days. And remember, this 205 days is a quite a big time for each and every student. The students who are getting even 300 marks, 250 marks as of now, can make that 250, 300 to 550, 600, even 600 plus, provided if you are focused for all the coming days till 5th May 2024. And if you can concentrate more, and if you can write every practice examination that Sri Chaitanya will conduct, and if you do after exam analysis after the test is done, and if you identify the reasons for losing the marks, if you can do this systematic study, then definitely you will be the winner. So the time gap between the today and the 5th May 2024 is around some 205 days. So this 205 days, stay focused. Now children, by keeping this updated syllabus in view, Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions announcing NEET 2024 All India Test Series. And this test series is all the tests that are conducted in this test series are in accordance with NEET 2024 updated syllabus. Now children, here I would like to mention one thing. In the test series which we conducted last year, out of 200 questions in the NEET 2023, out of 200 questions, 164 questions came from this All India Test Series which we have conducted last year. Now, tentative number of NEET model tests which we will conduct in this test series means the number of module tests are 12, number of part tests are 6, number of pre-module tests 12, and the number of error tests 18, and the number of grand tests 20. Total number of questions which will be covered in this complete All India Test Series program is 9,400. Now, if you are thorough with all these 9,400 questions and the concepts related to this 9,400 questions, then you can get into AIMS New Delhi. That is the college which every student who is writing the NEET 2024 will dream to do MBBS in that college. So if you are thorough with this 9,400 questions and the concept related to that, then definitely you will be into the best of the best medical college in the country. Now in every subject, nearly 2,344 questions in the botany and physics each, in the geology 2,356 questions. So for every test we will be giving All India rank analysis, and we will be giving an error analysis, and everything will be provided in this NEET 2024 All India Test Series. So please visit our website, IL Meta website, for glancing through the details of this NEET 2024 All India Test Series and also the date of the commencement of this test. And all these tests will be conducted in online mode. So children, we wish you all the best for the 5th May 2024, that is on the day where you will be writing NEET 2024. So once again, all the very best. Thank you.